that's why I'm so thankful that God has given me this spirit of peace to talk about suffering in silence.
Yeah.
Because on social media, I know we just met, but on social media, a lot of people look at my life and it's like, oh my God, KP, you're doing this and you're doing that, and you're with
Yeah.
this celebrity and that
Yeah.
celebrity, and you're here and there. On social media, you would think my life is literally
And that's what
perfect.
social media does.
It does.
Yeah.
But
Makes
behind
everything look
closed
pretty.
doors, I was literally suffering in silence.
Welcome to the Heart Helper Podcast, a spiritual space where we share extraordinary stories from everyday, ordinary people, because we truly believe that inspiration is far greater than influence.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Heart Helper Podcast. I am your host, Jody Smith. We are on episode 42, and today I have a very special lady. I actually happened to meet her at an event called Day of a Lady with Eline Magazine, and she got up and she did a speech, and I was so moved by that speech. I was like, oh, I got to connect with her so we could finish the conversation that she was telling all of us here on the podcast. So today we have Miss Kimberly Parks. She is a celebrity publicist. She's also a radio show host on the Wilson A. Midday Show on 105.5 The King. She's also the CEO of Pretty Girl Works, and she really is an inspiration. When she did her speech at the Day of a Lady, her vulnerability, which we don't see often in this generation because everyone wants to make it seem like, you know, they got everything together, everything's perfect.
Yes.
But I want to give you your praise for that vulnerability. And I am thankful to have Miss Kimberly Parks on the Heart Helper Podcast.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being a guest.
Oh, no problem.
And the makeup is makeuping. The lashes are lashing.
So are you? Just the glow.
She's a pretty girl.
It's the glow. It's the baby hair. It's the red lipstick. It's everything.
You know, I'm working on my baby hair.
I'm talking about just beautiful glow.
Thank you. Same.
Beautiful.
And I felt that energy when I met you.
You did.
One thing that I love that you were talking about is you talked a lot about suffering in silence.
Yeah.
And that resonated deeply with me just because I know so many people that do suffer in silence. And, you know, they could be going through so many things and they never say anything. Like, even that's why now I'm really intentional. Instead of asking people, well, how's your day? I'm like, how's your heart? Because whenever you say, how's your day? Everyone's like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah,
but when you say, how's your heart? It's like,
See, I be saying, how's your mental?
Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit more about what you were suffering from during that time period?
Bring the drinks out. I'm just
All I got is water for now. But
yeah, it's okay. What I was suffering from, you know, I come from a family that my moms, my sisters, everybody has been married for years. 20, 30 years. They just been married. Good, bad, ugly. So when I decided to get married, I kind of wanted to follow the same pattern. So, you know, I felt like, hey, you know, when I got married, it was like, it was new because we moved in. We never stayed together. We dated because my ex-husband was in the military. So, you know, whenever he come home on weekends, we might get together and all that. We hang out, whatever. But we really moved in together once I had a baby. So we moved in together. I never stayed with him. We just had a brand new baby. So it was like all at once.
Everything's so quick.
Yeah. So I didn't have time to enjoy just me and him.
Yeah.
Or understand and learn
one another.
Him.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, military, you know, a lot comes with military. You know,
it is a lot.
And I did not know that, you know.
Until you got married.
I didn't know that until I got married. And I'm talking about I had the biggest epiphany. But by that time, it's like, it's too late, buddy.
Yeah, I'm married now. Yeah.
I'm in too deep. I got a brand new baby.
Yeah.
So it was just learning that and just seeing and the arguments that we were having. Stuff when he was having his days when he was suffering from, you know, he has PTSD.
Is it from the military?
It's from the military. And, you know, learning how to cope with that. A brand new mom.
That's
you know, like
rough.
I said, I had my first son when I was like 23, so I was young.
Yeah.
I'm vibrant. I'm good. I was happy.
I got the energy.
Yeah, I got the energy.
Yeah.
I was with my first love, so everything was good. Now, second baby, 35.
Ooh, wow.
it was different.
Yeah.
And then I was going through a lot of battling with him, so I was depressed. My baby was a preemie. He was 2 pounds 5 ounces. Like we literally both lost our lives because he was fighting and I'm fighting to try to bring him into the world.
Yeah.
He fighting to stay, and I was so depressed. So dealing with that, and like when you're depressed, your baby's depressed.
Yeah.
When you cry, your baby
cries. Yeah, and your baby feels everything.
So I had a crying baby. So on top of a crying baby and a relationship that was new, one person felt like their life was supposed to change. My life had to change because I'm a mother.
Yeah.
I'm a wife. So I'm thinking, okay, I still supposed to cook, clean, take care of baby, while the man just do whatever he wants to do. He goes and stays all night, and I'm not
Come
supposed
home
to
whenever.
say. Yeah, and I was just like, whoa, what part of the game
Not
is
waking
this?
up with the baby.
Like the baby crying in the middle of the night, and he's
Knocked
not
out.
here.
Oh yeah.
He's not here, and then when he is there, he's not moving.
Yeah.
And it's like it's an attitude because he's tired.
I'm tired too.
I'm tired too.
Yeah.
Remind you, I still work a full-time job.
And taking care of.
He's retired.
Wow.
He's retired. Did you not hear me? He's retired.
Now you're pissing me off.
I'm still working a 9 to 5. So on top of that, it was just the depression, the emotions, trying to keep it together in front of my family. So when my family was like, girl, how's married life? I was like, girl, it is amazing.
It's good.
It is awesome. I'm learning some things, and he's a great, and we're doing this and that. So everybody was like, oh yeah. Everybody just thought everything was perfect. Meanwhile, when I go home, I cry. Meanwhile, when I go home, I'm so depressed. Meanwhile, when I go home, he's not even there. You know what I'm saying? So I got a baby. I'm tired. I'm emotional. A husband that I don't even know where he is. If he do come home, it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Smelling like alcohol. Smelling like
Where
cigars.
was he? Like at the bar?
At the bar, hanging out with God knows who, what, when.
And you got a new baby.
And I got a brand new baby. You know what I'm saying? And it was just so much. I think I took it for a while, but at some point, are we gonna really be transparent?
Yes, this is that.
Like
space.
we really finna drop this tea.
Yes.
Like this is an exclusive.
Yeah,
this is really exclusive. Because you know how sometimes as women we stick it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't want to go with the I heard, she said, he said. You don't want that. You want, before a woman decides to leave, and like my mom told me, as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, you do everything that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That way, whenever you decide to leave, you know that you've done
everything
all that you
can do. Yeah.
You can do everything.
So you have no regrets.
I have no regrets.
Yeah.
So I stuck it out.
For how long did you stick it out?
About a good 2 years.
Okay.
I stuck it out. And after that, and long story short, and I received a video of my husband, and he was interacting with this woman, and he was so very emotional with her. Remind you, he wasn't emotional with me. He was very hands-on, very touchy. They were kissy.
Oh,
and I'm like, whoa. Remind you, I just had a brand new baby. I can't remember the last time you kissed me. You know what I'm saying? So to see that and see him doing it with this lady, whoever she was, it when I tell you, it was like somebody stabbed me in the heart.
Yeah.
I went, the movie Wait Until It's Hell, when Angela Bassett go through the closet and she start grabbing everything.
Burn everything.
Baby, I had a moment. I'm talking about, and remind you, my son at the time was like 2. So when I tell you, let me tell you, I literally had tucked him up under my arms like this. So he was just chilling up under my arms like this. I was packing out stuff at the same time.
With the baby in your hand.
The baby just sitting there chilling, looking at me like he just up under my arm.
Doing?
Like, Mom, what you doing? I had an older son. At that time, he was 8. Right now, he's 21. So I told him, I said, hey, how do you feel about this situation? Mommy's not happy. Like, I had a real moment with him. And he was like, Mama, wherever you go, I'm going with you.
Yeah.
I said, go to your room and pack up everything that you want.
Yeah.
We finna go. He went upstairs. He packed the stuff up. We loaded up the car. We was out. I called my homegirl, and everybody got one of these homegirls. You got one of these homegirls that you call, and when I say she with it, she with it.
Yeah.
So everybody got one of those homegirls. Big shout out to my homegirl Queen. But when I tell you, and she's from Brooklyn, like she's I'm sorry, she's New York, but she lives in Detroit.
Oh yeah.
But baby, when I tell you, I called her and I told her what happened. She said, I got my ready, and I'm finna come get you. Like, where you at? And I told her where I was, and she said, pack up, meet me here. And I want to tell you, like, I packed up what I could. And I met her,
left.
and she said, you staying with me for a couple days. And I stayed with her until I kind of got it together. And, of course he texted, of course he called, of course.
Trying to see where y'all were
and then of course he tried to play the mind games. Oh, well, just remember, you left. You left. You
I
the
did.
one.
And
You
did.
the one. Like, he tried to throw that, like, it was you. It was you.
Was he
you.
a narcissist?
Oh, of course, honey. He was a
Okay.
Leo. Sorry if y'all.
Ooh.
I'm sorry,
We don't
Leos.
date them, honey.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a Capricorn, so I don't know something about Leos, but
yeah. They're a lot.
Ooh, Jesus,
We're not
baby.
judging.
We're
but
not
they
judging.
Are a lot.
But baby, on top of that, and you military,
Yeah.
that's a lot. And remind you, we're 10 years apart. So I'm 35. He was like 45.
45. And you would have thought that he would be a little bit more mature.
I was his third wife.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't understand about that life either.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, he loves me. I'm different. Girl, bye, Felicia. So when I just tell you, like, it took a moment. And when I tell you, it took me a good 6 years to really get through the depression, because I stopped modeling. Like, anytime I wanted to go out and do something, just breathe.
And you were a model for, I think you said, was it Ashley Stewart?
I modeled for Ashley Stewart. I modeled for a lot of different people. And I've been doing it for years. I've been a full-figure model for years. Even when I met him, I was modeling.
So what made you stop? Was it the depression?
He wanted me to be a stay-at-home wife, and I thought that's what I was supposed to do. So I gave up my whole lifestyle and my career
to be with that man,
to do what he asked me to do.
And
in between me doing that, I lost who I was.
Yeah,
I just lost myself. So like I said, those 6 years trying to build myself back up, it took time.
Yeah,
because he mentally played on my emotions. He knew that my family was important to me, and he just mentally played on it. It was just so much, and just the narcissist. Is it narcissistic or
narcissistic?
Yeah, the way he was just very nonchalant. Like, oh, well, you did this, and most women, if a man wants his family back, what does he do?
Fight for it. Yeah.
Every day a man would do something. He'll call. He'll do whatever. Remind y'all got your newborn baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I tell you, this man did not fight. This man didn't do anything. This man exactly. His words was, "Well, I didn't change the law, so if you want to come back home, you can come back home."
Yeah, no.
That was exactly his apology, and I was like, the nerve.
Yeah, it's like you're not even trying. You're not even trying.
And it made me feel, and a part of me was just like, what? I'm gonna go back home and try. And then my mama said, "I wish you would."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even tell her all that happened then.
So that's one thing that you mentioned at the Day of the Lady.
I did.
What made you lie to your family and say, "Hey, everything's okay"? Like, why did you not want to tell them, like, I'm hurting?
Because,
and I ask this because so many people,
yeah,
they don't say anything.
Because I had my mom is my rock. My mom is almost 80 years old.
She looks good.
She does.
She looks real good.
And I had one of them families, like, once you tell them something, they're on go.
Yeah.
And they're always going to worry. They're always going to. And sometimes when you're going through stuff, you don't need the extra pressure.
Yeah.
You don't want your mom to worry because she already got to deal with a lot of stuff on your own.
And the
you don't
outside
want,
opinion.
Yeah. You don't want your sisters to worry. You don't want them to feel some kind of way because you don't even know if you're going to ever go back to your husband.
Yeah.
So you kind of kept them out of it because I didn't know if I was going to go back to him or not. True enough, I wanted to. But it was just like something would not allow me to go back. So I hid them. I sheltered them a lot from,
what you were going through.
And it took for me to start, like, it took me about almost 6 years to really tell
them what was going on.
I literally within the last 2 or 3 years, I really just told my mom everything.
So still didn't know till recently what was going on.
And now my baby is 10.
Wow. And you just now.
I'm just now really. That's why I'm so thankful that God has given me this spirit of peace to talk about suffering in silence.
Yeah.
Because on social media, I know we just met, but on social media, a lot of people look at my life and it's like, oh my God, KP, you're doing this and you're doing that and you're with this celebrity and that celebrity and you're here and there. On social media, you would think my life is literally
and that's
perfect.
what social media does.
It does.
Yeah.
But
makes
behind
everything
closed
look pretty.
doors, I was literally suffering in silence.
Wow. But so many women go through that. And you
Yeah.
mentioned losing yourself, but so many women, I know there'll be women listening to this and watching this. How did you take the steps to get back? Like, oh, like remembering, like, you know what? Kimberly used to love this or Kimberly used to love that. Because once you lose your peace, you got to fight for it back.
Every day.
Every day.
Every
So
day.
how did you get it back?
I had to talk to God a lot.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of journaling. I walked. Whenever I didn't like, we finally came up with an agreement that, how we'll let him go to his dad's
And co-parent.
co-parent, even though it wasn't good, but we came up with an agreement. And the days that he was with his dad, that was my time to just walk. That was my time to focus on me.
Yeah.
That was my time of healing. I played gospel music and it kept me in a good place. I cried, baby. When I tell you, I cried a lot. And I screamed to God, just please help me. Like,
get over this.
Get over it, because I'm gonna be transparent. I did a lot of alcohol, drunk a lot.
Yeah.
I was went through the promiscuous days where I thought just having sex with random men was gonna help me. And honey, let me tell you, I was so bad with it. Like, I would literally do it with you today, and then the next day, honey, I act like I don't even remember you, because
you didn't care.
It was just a feeling.
Yeah.
It was a temporary feeling. That's literally all it was. But once I realized that's not helping me.
Yeah. You're trying to fill a void.
I'm trying to cover up something. But at the same time, I'm covering up something. But I really messed over a lot of good guys.
Yeah.
Because some of these guys was really into me. Some of these guys was really ready to be with me. And I was just not.
You weren't checking for
I was not checking for them at all. And I didn't say I break no hearts, but to this
day,
like when they see me, they be like, you really treated your brother
wrong.
Yeah. And I still say, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I wasn't in a good space.
Yeah. Like, I'm really sorry. And they be like, sometimes men, when they feel it's hurt,
and they're a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah, they're a little more
sensitive. They don't like to say it, but they are.
They are a little sensitive.
They are.
So it just took me, every day I did something. Every day I woke up and I said, I'm going to do this. Every day I said, okay, I need to start back losing weight, because I started gaining weight. I was depressed. I was eating a lot. Emotional eating is the worst, because you just eating.
Yeah.
And it's a comfort, but it's like once you start seeing yourself can't fit in these clothes.
That comfort catch up,
and then you like, ooh, now you don't love what you look like. Now you all miserable. It was like extra stuff. So I was just like, I'm tired, Lord. I'm tired. Like, I went to church. But I was still suffering in silence, because I went to church with my mom.
And your mom didn't know.
But you know what? Sometimes mom do know, because I caught her looking at me a lot, and she always used to say, you could talk to me.
Your mom knew. She was just waiting.
She was waiting.
Yeah.
She didn't want to pressure me, but she was waiting. And I said, I'm good, Mom. Like, trust me, I'm good. Because I was raised, like, my daddy was very tough.
Mm-hmm.
So my daddy wasn't a very emotional guy. So he wasn't that, I'm proud of you. Yeah. I love you. Give me a hug. He was not that. So a lot of the attention that I was seeking, that I wanted from my dad, I got from men in the street. Yeah. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a very aggressive man, but I thought that was his way of, that's how my daddy was. So I thought that was what love was.
Yeah, because that's all you saw.
That's all I saw. He was tough.
And a lot of women, same thing.
That tough love. And then I was raised with boys.
Yeah.
So it's like I felt like I had to put on this facade, like, I'm a tough girl. I'm tough. I don't need that. Nah.
I want to be soft.
Yeah, I want to be feminine.
Yeah. I want to be soft.
I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And that, when I tell you, when you see me at Devil Lady, I felt so feminine.
And your energy felt feminine.
It was like a breath of fresh air.
I could tell.
It was.
And you wear it. Like, I love that you're able to talk about your experience, because they say it was on you, but it's not in you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people go through things that's on them and it's in them.
Mm-hmm.
But you talking about it so freely, I could tell, like, God was just like, you're not tied to this no more.
Yeah, and then I had my man with me. I was like, ooh.
And that's a good man, Savannah.
That's a good man, Savannah.
That's a good man.
That's a good man.
And you can tell, because you talked a lot about him.
Baby, when I tell you, he was and it's like he came at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Because before him, I was dating this guy, and I knew that this was the one for me.
You thought the other guy before?
The other guy. And I was back and forth with this guy for a while. And he had the same name as my father, and I'm not gonna say, whatever, but he had the same name as my dad.
So you
So
just knew that was a
I was like,
sign.
"Ooh, this is who my
That's
dad
a
sent this
sign.
guy." Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, he's the one." And it literally before January of 2025, he came to me and he said, "You know what? God told me that I need to be single in this next year." And I said, "Wait, that what God told you?" And I'm not questioning what God said.
I can't tell
I
you
ain't
what
never
God
questioned
told
what
you.
God said. But did God tell you that before you was with my family on Thanksgiving? Did God tell you that before you was with me on Christmas? Did God tell you that before you met my mom and all my family?
Because you ain't have to do all that.
You ain't have to do that.
Yeah.
Because people that know me, I never brought a man home besides my ex-husband.
Oh, really?
So I brought you in. So that's when God told you that. That's what he did.
Okay.
And when I tell you, a part of me went into rage then, like it was a trigger. And I ain't gonna even lie, I sent him a nice couple text messages, a couple of different
Long,
threats. I ain't gonna even lie,
letters?
a couple of
Aaliyah?
threats, couple of little threats, But after that, I was just like, you know what? If that's what God told you to do, it's what
You gotta trust it. Yeah.
it was. And it's like right after that, that's when my boo came and he stood up to the challenge. And then it's
I
like
love that you said that.
he did. And it's like right after that, I lost my job.
And see, that's the thing. And you said when you lost your job, he was like, "Oh, you don't got to worry about nothing. I got you." Now that's romantic to me.
But again, and it's like it ain't how he said it. It's just the look that he said. He said, "Listen, I understand that you stressed. I understand you used to handling everything in this house." He said, "I'll tell you what." He said, "I'm here for a reason." And he was like, "I love you." And he was like, "Take some time off. I handle it." I said, "What do you mean I'ma handle it? I got it." Because when a man said that, you be like, nah.
I need specifics. Could you please define?
Yeah, like I want
how
you
much?
Thank you.
Twice a month? What?
Because I need you to understand. I take care of not only me. I have a son that's in college.
Yeah.
That I pay for his his athletic scholarship and all of that. I help take care of my mom sometimes. I pay these bills. Like
so it's a lot that comes with this.
So understand what are you signing up for.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like, "Do I look intimidated?" And I was instantly like, "Oh,
romantic.
This man gonna get some tonight." I'm sorry, but it's like after that, he was like, and he did. He showed up for me when I have my moments of when I'm stressed out. He was like, "Listen, we're not doing that." He said, "I need you to calm down." And it's like
he makes you soft.
He makes me so feminine. He used to tell me, "Hey, while you at home today, relax. Hey, I just put some money in your account. Go get your nails and your toes done."
Does he have a brother?
Girl, no.
Ghetto. Dad?
Girl, no.
Okay.
And let me tell, and I don't mean to put his business out like that, but he had to do some soul searching too because his mom was a whore and his daddy was a pimp. He was raised in the projects. He was raised in between brokenness. And when I tell you he was broken, he was been in a lot of toxic relationships. So trust, this wasn't nothing that it was just all of a sudden easy. Now I've known him for years.
So were you guys friends before?
We was friends almost 20 years. Literally. Like I met him when my first son was
So what made
younger.
you all of a sudden now like, okay, I'll date him? Because y'all were always friends.
Well, let me tell you something. Sometimes a man got to get his life together.
This is true.
And back in the day, he was a hot boy.
Okay.
And
so he had to
listen, like don't bring that hot boy energy over here.
He was a city boy.
Yes, he was. Like he was still trying to figure out life. And I needed consistency. I got boys. So I'm not finna bring that mess to my boys.
And you can't when you're a parent.
Yes.
And I love that you do that because we see on the news a lot of women leaving their kids with men they just met 2 days ago. Like,
no. And I think he knew that. And it was a point in time when he was like, he came to me and he said, "I don't think you think I'm good enough for you." And it's not that I don't think you're good enough for me. I just think you're not ready for me.
Yeah, you're not ready for what I want.
And it literally took him almost 20 years to get to that point where he was strong enough to come back into my life, and he stood on 10 toes. And now,
he said, "I'm ready." Yeah,
and he ready. It took him a while.
Wow.
And sometimes as women, we judge men too quickly, and sometimes that man. When a woman can't pressure a man to do nothing.
Yeah.
And
he has to want to do it himself.
I've learned that. He literally, and you have to be the one. If you're not the one, he's not going to make no change.
And you will know that. You don't got to question. You don't have to ask. Now, I do hate when I see when women go through stuff like, well, I just need to know what we are. You having to ask all that lets you know.
Baby, I've never had to ask him that.
See?
Because he showed it. Women need to understand, don't go by what he says.
Go by what he
Go by what he does. If a
Yeah.
man stands up and does this for you, if a man say, okay, well, how much are the bills this month? If a man say, here's my debit card, use this, get you some gas, make sure you got food, go get grocery shopping.
He shows
Like a man
up.
and he shows
Yes.
up every day. Even when he messes up and he has one of his moments, he knows how to. But I take
Reel
that
it
back.
in.
As a grown woman, you have to know how to approach a man.
Mm-hmm.
When a man is going through something, you don't beat him up
Yeah.
when he's going through it.
Because he's already
Even
down.
if he's wrong.
Yeah.
Give him time to really figure it out. And if you're the one, and if he cares about you, he's going to come back himself
Yeah.
and say, you know what? My bad.
I was wrong.
I messed up. I know I hurt you. My bad. Let me fix it. And without
He'll
a woman
apologize.
even it literally, and it's so very healing to him, because not only he was making me comfortable and making me feminine, but I was also allowing him to be a man.
And you were giving him that safe space.
That is the word.
Yeah.
We just had that conversation that not only was he creating a safe space for me, but I was doing the same thing for him.
And we all need that.
Yes.
We need that.
But women has to heal before, because let me tell you, the kind of job that he has, he works crazy hours. So if he was to deal with a woman that's very insecure, she'd be like, well, what you doing? Why it's 12 o'clock? What you and she'll text him, she'll call him. I don't do none of that.
But listen,
let me tell you, I sleep like a pretty princess at night.
Sleeping good, drooling,
I sleep real good. I ain't got nail job. I ain't doing nothing. But you know why? He comes home to me every night. Yeah. He communicates, hey, this is where I'm at. I don't have to ask him nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You know that he's there.
Even when he has his moments and he's triggered, I give him space. And when I do that, he'll come back and he'll be like, I know you're mad with me. Yeah, I am.
It is.
And then I break it down why I feel that way, and then he listens.
Communication.
Yes. And then we come up with something where we can meet each other halfway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm loving that.
Do you think, like, going through what you went through with your ex-husband and now being with your partner now, you know how sometimes you go through things that's like, I had to go through that to get where I'm at? Are you having that moment?
I had to.
Yeah.
My ex-husband taught me the definition of tough love.
Mm-hmm.
Because, true enough, I was a daddy's girl growing up, but he made me strong. It's no way I could have dealt with certain life situations if I did not go through that tough love. Because let me understand this, like when I got married, he put me in this big old house. I had I had the Benz and I had everything on the outside looking.
So he was a provider,
baby. That's one thing.
He was a provider.
He was a provider. That's all he did. That's it.
But you need more than that.
That was it. It was times where, and let's just say this: I don't like for women to always rely on a man 100%.
I don't think you should,
because it's like it was days where I know I didn't have money, so I was like, hey, I was still working, but I wasn't working and getting enough money.
Yeah.
So I needed money for lunch. I needed money for this and that. It was days where I went to work hungry. And I was married. And I was married, and I was afraid to ask him because I know he will argue and he will fuss and he will make me feel some kind of way. So I toughened myself up to act like I don't need you. When I tell you it was for my 4 homegirls that worked at Emory University that literally fed me every day. They fed me, they took care of me. They
and
were
the whole time you're married.
And I'm married. But my homegirls never questioned nothing. They was like, you ate today? I was like, no. They was like, come on. They took care of me. When I said I was ready to leave, all 4 of them pulled up in their cars in front of their house.
Let's go.
Popped their trunk. They was like, let's go. If y'all don't have homegirls like that, to this day, we are still cool. Now, all of them are married, but to this day, we are still cool.
People that show up for you.
Baby, I would never forget those ladies ever in life.
That's
they
a blessing.
Were there for me.
Sisterhood is such a
Sisterhood
blessing.
is everything.
And you talked about that as well, having to learn sisterhood, because sometimes, I don't know what it is, sometimes being friends with women, it could be so trying sometimes if you're with the wrong friends. I know I had to pray to just have the right circle around me. And now I was thanking God the other day, I went to church with my friends and we were just in church praising. I'm like, God, thank you, because I prayed for this. And I think it's important to have Christian friends and like-minded friends, because sometimes you could be around the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
How did you develop that sisterhood after going through trauma?
So
with female relationships?
Let's take that back, because remind you, the women that I thought that was my sisters at that time. So whenever my husband was gone and doing all that, I used to have some of my friends come over and help me with the babe because my baby did not sleep at all. Like he was always a crying baby. So I was always tired. The house, they helped me clean the house. Meanwhile, those same women that was over there helping me, or woman, let's say in one particular,
it was only one person.
Yeah, that was over there helping me. When I'm crying because I don't know where my husband at, I'm tired, I'm frustrated. Was the same woman that turned around and was with my husband.
So she was sleeping with your husband.
Yeah, she
and
literally.
That was your friend.
She was not like my friend. Like I looked at her as my sister. So that's why I made that speech about.
Wow.
I was very guarded when it came to women because women that I looked at as my sister was the same woman that turned around and had sex and had a relationship with my husband and knew what my husband was doing. And I didn't know about this till after. I had so many people come to me after talking about.
I was about to say, how did you find out?
Girl, I had so many people come to me after and said, "Well, I knew it. I knew he was doing this, and I knew he was doing that."
Well, why didn't no one say nothing?
And they said, "You know what they said? Well, we don't want to get involved." Yeah, you knew me before you knew him. What you mean you don't want to get involved?
Yeah, at least let me know.
Nobody gave me no heads up. Nobody did nothing.
And was she still acting like your friend after she had slept with your husband?
Yeah, for a while. I didn't find out until after we got divorced and separated.
Did you beat her up? It's very, Lord forgive me. Because the Christian, the Christian means like, you know what, you forgive and you forget. But just that my flesh popped out real quick,
Baby, it took, how sometimes, like your mom always says, sometimes you got to take the upper.
You got to take that. When they go low, we go high.
And I did. But it wasn't till maybe, I want to say a couple of years ago, I was in maybe a sports bar. I was somewhere. And the woman that was cheating on my husband, because there was another woman that cheated on him too that I knew of. And
so he was cheating with multiple people.
Girl, yes.
Oh, he was a mess.
But the woman that knew me personally, and then she knew we was married, she knew all of that, and you cheated on. I ran into her, and when I tell you, I was with my brothers at the time, and when I tell you, all of them immediately saw her, and they immediately looked at me
like, oh.
And when I tell you, they immediately, all of them circled me, like blocked me in. Because they saw that rage. Because you think like you healed and all that. But it's going to come a day when you're going to run into that woman. You're going to, and I always say, if I ever see this lady by herself, I'm going to destroy her.
Yeah.
And I saw her. And when I tell you, if I wasn't for my brothers, blocking me, I probably would have made one of the worst mistakes of my life.
Thank God your brothers were. And I think moments like that make you realize it's like, we talk about being healed, but when you're faced with that person that has really did you wrong, it's like, how healed are you? How healed are you?
Yeah,
when
you
have to be kind to someone that was unkind to you, it's like, ooh. God's like, how healed are you?
Yes.
And it's not easy.
It's not. And even like, a lot of times I stopped going around places that I knew when we was together, I stopped going around those places because those were friends that we made together. And I felt ashamed. I felt like I didn't want nobody to see me because I was like, oh yeah, everybody see me, they were like, you know who wife that is, or you know who ex-wife that is, or you know her man was sleeping with.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do all that because I already know me. I'm already feeling some kind of way.
Because KP can stand what you say. Keep pushing.
Keep pushing. Keep playing with me.
Keep playing with me.
That's what KP means. So I knew if you kept on and you kept like not antagonizing me, but if I kept seeing you keep poking the bear, I'm gonna react.
Yeah. So you had to remove yourself from those.
I had to. No matter how saved you are, no matter how you've healed and all that, you're still human.
Yeah. Don't put yourself in the place
because
where you'll be
this
tempted.
woman broke up my family.
Yeah.
True enough.
Intentionally, too.
True enough that we shouldn't blame women because it takes the man. The man knows right and wrong. But you personally knew me.
But when a woman knows and they sleep with a married man, to me, for one, it shows you have low self-esteem. You don't value yourself. And the woman does need to be accountable, too. Of course, I wouldn't approach the woman because her commitment wasn't to me. But you still have to be accountable, too. To sleep with a married man.
But the crazy part about it is I know a lot of women to this day, And I stopped being friends with them because all they do is sleep with married men.
Yeah, to me, that
And I
shows
was
your
like,
character. Yeah.
I can't be around y'all, especially if y'all knew or y'all know I lost my husband to women like y'all.
No.
So what do I look like hanging around with women that sleep with married men? What do I
don't
look
get
like?
it. I don't get it. And then too, also, I don't like hanging around people that like, if I have friends that are married and they're cheating on their spouse, because you lay with this person. You went before God and said, you know what, I'll honor this person. I'm just your friend. You don't have to honor me. But if you dishonor your spouse, that shows me your character.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you won't honor me either in our friendship.
You true.
It speaks volumes.
True. And it's so crazy because they'll look at you like, oh, you acting funny or you doing this. No, it's just I have been through different things.
Yeah.
And apparently that's why God hasn't blessed y'all with a man yet, because y'all still sleeping with other women men.
Yeah.
And then y'all think it's cute and fun because, he might take you out and spend some money and take you on vacations. But them holidays and them family days and all that,
his wife.
He's not with you. And then when you have the moments, that reality check kicks in. Dang.
That's why you got to value yourself. You got to value yourself.
A lot of women don't. And it be the most beautiful women that don't.
That's what it is. Because to sleep with a married man and have a relationship, you don't value yourself.
You don't.
You have low self-esteem. And I think you really have to understand what in you is causing you to do that. To hurt another woman and essentially to hurt yourself.
Yeah, and then these days and times, I think we live in, like they said, Atlanta is,
it's not a real place.
Big, but it's small. And everybody now is into this, oh, I want to date this person, or, well, he married, but at least I got a piece of a man.
No.
Or I got this, or we poly. Everybody want to do this poly or open relationship stuff. I'm like, don't come to me with that, because I don't share.
At all.
I don't share. I don't play the field. I don't play.
Even if you ask me, we breaking up.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, no,
you know what? That. It was fun. The fact that you're thinking about it, I'm just not the one.
I think that's real disrespectful.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? What makes you comfortable enough to make you ask me that? Like, do I look like I want to do that?
I'm enough.
Trust me, I got enough personality.
Listen.
Which one you want? Red wig, green wig? I'm enough. Like,
every woman, okay?
Every personality you want,
every woman.
I am every woman.
Agreed. So how did you heal from that betrayal? And because I know you said that you and Ebony, right? You guys have created such a great friendship. But how did you heal from that betrayal and still mend relationships with women and not be so guarded?
I cut everybody off. I literally after that, when I tell you I don't hang with nobody. It's even for me and Ebony, it took us a while to even be to where we are now. Yes, in the industry, we do a lot of work and we see each other, and we've always been very cordial.
Yeah.
Hey, beautiful. Hey, queen. Like, I like this. We've always been like that. But I
love that about you.
Yes. And it took some time. Like, right now, most people be like, oh, even I'm cool with being at home.
Yeah.
I don't have to hang out with a whole bunch of people.
Same.
I don't have a crew. I don't have a clique. I don't do nothing. If I talk to Ebony, it's normally I talk to her because we do a lot with the radio, or we do a lot in the community together. I like to build relationships with people that are really doing something.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was my past. It's no disrespect. Like, I'm still cordial.
Yeah.
But the way that we used to be, it's that Kimberly KP is gone. I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It took me time. You have to cut your ties. It's no way you can heal and still hang with that past.
Your past, yeah.
You have to cut your ties and be okay with it. I've had to cut people that I've been friends with for years. But you know what? That was then. I'm a different person. Yes, call me funny acting. Say I'm bougie, uppity. You can say whatever you want. But you know what? I am at a place where I am at peace.
And that's all that
And
matters.
I fought so hard to be here. So I'm not finna risk it again.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Because once you lose your peace, it's so hard to get it back.
Absolutely.
And, I always say it's like, it's not that I don't want to see you eat. You just can't eat with me at my table. And it's no love lost.
None.
No love lost.
None. I'm always gonna be very respectful.
Yeah.
But I want you to feel it. I want you to understand. I want people to look at me and be like, dang, KP did it. I did.
Yeah.
And it was from that pain that pushed me to where I am now.
And
so
when
if I can see, or it ain't I can see because of course he's my baby daddy, but if we was to have that conversation, I would thank him. Thank you for that pain.
Yeah.
Because you made me who I am. But then again, a part of me don't want to do that because he's a Leo.
Yeah,
and he'll say, well, you because of who you are, because of me. Don't get it twisted. calm down.
Yeah.
But it was that pain.
But God let that
pushed it.
happen. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, because it built your character.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did. And he done moved on. He got a whole nother wife. So I guess wife number 4. You know, it is what it is.
And we
Keep
wish
it
him
pushing.
I
wish you the best.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm no longer mad at him. I'm very healed when I see him. I high five because I want my son. I don't want my son to see that toxic energy.
Absolutely.
My first son saw a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning. He saw the argument between me and his daddy. He saw
you were
all
young.
of it.
Yeah. Because you had him at 23, right?
I did. This one with my son Kendall, he's my sweet baby. This is the one that he prays over me.
Oh my goodness.
Like, this is the one who sees stuff. This is the one he can, like, my dad is deceased. So I lost my dad in 2012 to cancer. And he never met my dad. But we go to his graveyard and we sit down and talk to him. And I was like, you know, Kendall, this is your granddad. But he still sees him. He never met him. He sees him. Like, he feels him.
Wow.
And he be like, Mama, granddaddy here. And I said, how do you know that? And it's like he relates to whenever it's like little rainbows or something is in our house. And you might not even, you as a parent might not even notice it. It might be a little rainbow in the corner. I haven't even noticed it.
And he notices it.
And he'll say, Mama, God is here. Or he'll say, Mama, granddad is here. And I'm like, how you know? And he'll point to it. And it's just like, he's different.
He has a gift.
Like my mom prayed over him when he was in NICU. My mom sung gospel songs to him. When I was battling and fighting, I used to put the little headphones on my stomach of like John P. Key, of Shirley. You know, I used to play all those gospel songs. And it's like it slowed him down. You know, it slowed my heart rate because my heart rate was going. So I needed him to slow down. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they cut off all the lights. I had on all these monitors, and all I could do was just sing to God. And then I put the little things on so I can kind of rock and calm him down. That baby, yes, sure enough. Oh, Lord, he worked my nerves.
He was a crier.
You can't even tell that he was a preemie. That boy was almost 100 pounds at 10 years old.
At 10 years old.
But that is my protector. That boy knows how to pray over me. He sends me TikToks about healing and love. And I'm like, you're 10. How do you know?
How do you know that?
That baby is different. That baby is different.
That.
But I thank God because both of my boys are very spiritual. You know, my 21-year-old, he prays, he manifests.
What a blessing that is.
He's just amazing. And that, as a mother, makes me feel,
because you know that they have the right foundation.
That's right.
If they have the right foundation, you'll know when they go out into the world, you're going to be okay. Yeah. As a mother too, I understand.
Yeah. That's why I don't like to talk about it too much because you know the struggle is real.
It is,
and being a mother is a sacrifice.
It is.
Every day I sacrifice a lot, but it's something that you have to genuinely just naturally do.
Yeah.
Everybody
and you got to be a good steward over being a parent too.
You have to understand the definition of sacrifice.
Yeah. Because it's a sacrifice every single day.
Because it's a lot of women that don't know how to do that.
Yeah. And some don't.
And you see them on the news where people done tried to kill their, or ain't tried, they killed their child, they buried them in trash can, they done left them for dead. And like, why? What kind of heart as a woman, as a mother?
Some people just don't understand that being a parent, God sent you, you're a vessel. That child essentially belongs to God.
It does.
But your job as a parent is to give that child back to God. Because we're just a vessel. God said, you know what? Kimberly, you'll be a great mother to your child. Jody, you'll be a great mother to Pharaoh. I'm just a vessel. And I just got to give you back to God.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I'm trying to do.
That's all. Even with myself, I learn every day. Every day to how to be a better mother.
Me too.
To how to prepare myself to only be, because I'm not gonna lie, I want to be married again. I didn't get that opportunity to enjoy marriage. I didn't get that opportunity to really enjoy motherhood when I had my second child. And
that was a trying time.
Yeah, and it's crazy because even now my boo was like, he kind of slick want babies, and I'm like, nah.
Ooh,
I'm 40 plus years old, so I'm not doing another one. But if I could take it back years, I would do it again. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be married. So I'm
claiming that for you. You're going to have a blessed marriage.
And you know what? In the name of Jesus, I respect that. And I honor that because I've been preparing and I've been working on myself as a woman to be that wife. I had to understand. Right. I have to understand the definition of being a submissive woman. Because let me tell you something. I ain't going to even lie. I kind of slick like being a stay-at-home wife. I be
Love
like,
this for
I
me.
love to cook and clean. I'll be folding clothes at 11 o'clock at night. Last night I was up cooking turnip greens because he didn't get home till like 12 something.
Listen.
And I'm cooking turnip greens.
You living a soft life.
Baby, I'm in my soft girl era.
Would you like anything else to eat?
Yes. Like when he came home, the dinner was ready. Clothes was already washed and folded up, put up in this little pile. And I was just baby twiddling my little thumbs. Hey baby, how was your day?
And you love that.
I did. And then we watched the movie. And I was like, I kind of like this. Because at first I was like, oh, no, I ain't gonna be no stay-at-home wife. I'm too independent. I'm this, I'm that. Baby girl, bye.
Be soft.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
When you have a man that allows you to be soft, baby.
I look forward to that for me.
I love it.
Oh, goodness.
I don't mind. I feel myself turning into my mother every day. But I'm practicing because I know what I want to be. And I know I want to be another wife again.
Yeah, and you will be.
And in the name of Jesus, I will be. Hopefully, hint, hint. But
Hello,
it ain't no
sir,
rush.
As you watch this.
Yeah, it ain't no rush.
It'll come.
Whenever he's ready.
Yeah.
Then we'll go there. But until then, I'm enjoying it.
So let's get into your career. How did you become a celebrity publicist? How do you even get into that career?
Ooh. So let's take it back. I used to be on a podcast called girl, I can't even remember. Good God, it's so crazy. But it was 3 women, and all 3 of us used to model. And we used to have a podcast. I'm so mad that I can't remember what my podcast was. But it was years ago. But we had a producer. His name was Vaughn. Mm-hmm. Vaughn lived in St. Louis. But our podcast was here in Atlanta at Status Network. So big shout out to Status Network. So he had, we did our podcast. And, we had somebody produce it. And he'll bring in the celebrities. So it's like it was something that Vaughn, the producer, saw in me. They say, hey, even if I'm not in Atlanta, I want you to maintain the client. I mean, I want you to follow up with them. I want to make sure, they got directions when they come to the studio. I want you to be able to go down there and welcome them in and bring them in. So I became that person. So even like when we used to do like Bob Whitfield from the Falcons, DJ Jelly, so many. We were supposed to do Angie Stone, believe it or not. But that's when she was sick. She had a blood disorder or something. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't able to make it. But I would have loved to do that. We did Prince's his hairstyle. It's like we had so many people. And it's like after every interview, I will, follow up with them and just thank them for coming. And whatever they had going on, I would literally support. Mm-hmm. And me being from the city of Atlanta, I knew a lot of people. And so many people used to ask me about certain things. I'm like, well, hey, I know such and such. It was like I naturally knew how to connect
people. And is that the primary job of a publicist?
That's really the primary job.
Really?
If you know this person and you know this person and you can help bring value to this, you just connect them. Okay. And it's like I didn't know about being a publicist then. I was just connecting because I just know that's just me. I don't mind it. I naturally don't mind helping. And it's like as time progressed and whatever, I started I think it was Jelly or somebody, and he was just like, I like how you roll, KP, and you this. And I started being in rooms with a lot of entertainers, and I started networking with a lot of people. And I was like, how do you get into that realm of being a publicist? And then I started going into some of the networking events, and I met up with my homegirl, Jaleesa. She's of a not pretty girl work, that's me. Another media, thing that she does, and I networked with her, and she was like, yeah, KP, come on in and you can hang out and come to some of our events. Next thing you know, I started working up under her, like intern. And I wasn't like, she was younger than me, but of course, I'm very humble.
Absolutely.
So if this is something that you want to learn, you have to learn it first before you call yourself doing anything.
Hello.
So as like I started working for her and doing some events, and she just started seeing like my grind was different because one, I was older. So a lot of the other women, they was doing it for the clout. So it's like if we was interviewing Rick Ross or whoever, they'll lose all focus in the event part and they started being groupies to Ross. You have to separate that. Yeah. You can't be groupies and work for a company.
It's not gonna work.
And then she started seeing that, and then she started trusting me, and I started building a relationship with her. And then that's when she started making me like her main person. Hey, whenever they come in, I need you to run the table. Hey, when they come in, I need them to greet you first, and you bring them back to. And I started building that relationship. And as I've just learned, I just grew with it. And then I created my own company, and I started doing it and networking. And it's just, I started working with people like Goodie Mob. I done been around rooms with Young Jeezy. I done been with 2 Chainz. I done been with so many amazing people that I've worked or helped and did networking events at the city hall, the Capitol. I'm working with Andre Mayor Dickinson. Like, I'm doing stuff for the community. Politicians. We did something with Killer Mike. It's just amazing to be in those rooms, but the key to it is being humble.
Yeah.
The key to it is always being able to learn. If you got to learn and listen, you got to start somewhere. A lot of these people, they feel like they could jump out there. Oh, I can do what she do. No, you can't.
You got to learn. Everyone wants to be the teacher. A lot of people don't like to be the student.
And I don't care how old I was.
Yeah.
Because she was way younger than me.
You're never too old to be a student.
But she's been doing it longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind being a student. Even now, I am a student to a lot of stuff. I don't mind, because when it's your time,
it's your time.
It's your time.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to be submissive and just chill.
Yeah.
And that's why I just started doing that. And now, like I said, I created Pretty Girl Work Entertainment.
Can you tell us more about that?
So Pretty Girl Works Entertainment is, like I said, I do entertainment, meaning like if you need somebody to host, if you have red carpet events, and like I said, I partnered up with Elon Media. So, by me being a publicist and all that, I partnered up with her, and it's like now we can run red carpets of, if you need hosting, any kind of film, if you have a new business and you need to get something out, we do photo shoots. We do, if you need blogs, magazine companies, I work with them to help bring awareness and attention to your business or whatever you try. Whatever message you want to do. If you want to set up an event, it's just so much that comes with the publicist. All you're doing is just really connecting the dots and building those relationships. And that's what I do. It's simple. It's what I do. The problem is that I'm having now is these social media these days, a lot of people want that instant gratification.
Yeah.
They want that glory now.
Yeah.
And they don't understand sometimes putting in the work, it could take years.
Yeah. You have to be consistent. And I tell myself that too. It's just like, you just want everything to be like on the up and up, but you have to be consistent. Because if you're not,
you do.
People are expecting you to be consistent. It's like that one moment you're not is like, dang, that's that one time someone was waiting to see you,
And then some people feel like, being a publicist, I require clients to be on a retainer because every month is something that goes on. So my job is to put you in rooms where people are having certain events to connect you. So every month, every day in Atlanta, something's going on.
Yeah.
So a retainer, you have to put on a retainer because it takes time every month for me to figure out, okay, what you're going to do this month? What platform am I going to put you on? What network am I going to put you on?
Sense
what events? Because I have to do the research myself.
Yeah.
I have to make the calls. I have to see if I can put you on this red carpet list. That takes time.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a monthly retainer. A lot of people feel like, oh, okay, well, I done did this and why I'm not this and why I'm not that. That takes
consistency is key.
Sometimes, and people don't want to pay, maybe after 3 or 6 months, they start getting frustrated. Well, I'm not going to do it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
You're just not my client.
It's just not what it is.
Who was your favorite celebrity to work with thus far? And who would you want to work with? Because I'm really big power of the tongue.
I would love to work with Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. Beyonce.
I love her team. Beyonce. But me just starting out with the entertainment record labels and all that, I would definitely say I love Goodie Mob. Like Goodie Mob energy. Me being from the A.
Born and raised. Decatur, right?
Yeah. So it's like I love Goodie Mob's energy. Even like Big Gip. Like he is a storyteller. Like he tells you Killer Mike, Tip.
Oh,
they tell you the real stories of ATL.
I've been loving Killer Mike's
Yes,
music,
they love Killer Mike tells you the story of back in the day from slaves to now to like he makes you want to be a Coretta Scott King.
Absolutely.
He makes you want to be a very powerful, and looking at him and his wife, it's like they
make you proud to be black.
Yes, and I love their energy. I love how they give back to the community. I even like with radio V103 Bankhead. He's another client that I work with. I love Lil Bankhead. He loves to help the community. He loves kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. I love people that has that same energy as me. So yeah.
So what's next for Miss KP?
You know what? At this moment, right now, like I said, I've lost my job. I was in healthcare for 20 years. And I lost my job. Yeah. So I recently lost my job. So right now, I'm just enjoying my soft life, but I'm also figuring out what's next for me.
Yeah.
Because I think at this point, I don't think I want to go back to the corporate 9 to 5.
I don't think God wants you to go there.
Yeah, I think God is trying to show me, if you just trust me and kind of just trust me and just wait it out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring everything to you full circle.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
think so.
yeah, like yesterday I had 2 meetings with 2 millionaires that they really are doing something and they feel like I would be great in their circle. Like it being around people with money does not intimidate me because you just got money. You just got a little more money than me, but we still human. We still the same people. We still born from the hood. We still this and that.
Absolutely.
You just got a little more zeros in your bank. So I want to be in rooms like that with people where they see something in me and they be like, I think I can help you.
Yeah.
So I've been in rooms, I've been in meetings. So and then now that I know that I have somebody in my corner to support that, it kind of gives me that protection and freedom to be like, okay, let me figure it out. And he's okay with me figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think God wanted you to be, it's unfortunate you lost your job, but I feel like God wants you to focus on your calling.
Yeah.
Full time.
Yeah.
I really do feel like that.
I do. And I'm glad I'm here because you're my first stop on my tour of just talking to women about it's okay. I mean, it's not okay to suffer in silence.
Yeah.
But it's okay to go through that process, but don't stay there.
Don't stay in it.
And it's okay I want to be open to be able, hey, call me.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Please reach out.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to help because I think my story can help a lot of women. And even that day at Day of a Lady, I met so many amazing women.
Me too.
And they all related to me. And it was just like, I felt like I was so nervous.
You didn't look like it
I
at
swear,
all.
I felt so nervous.
You flowed through your speech. That's why I was like, God, you just seem so light. Like I know that situation was heavy.
It was.
But your energy feels light. You know, and I hope when women or men too go through horrible relationships, but I hope when they listen to this and when they see this, they'll know like, you know what? I can make it through as well. And you don't have to suffer in silence. There's freedom and happiness on the other side.
Yeah.
So as we close out, I ask every guest this. I'm going to start the statement and you have to finish it.
Okay.
It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. So the first one is I am
beautiful.
I can
Do anything.
I will
Survive.
God is
amazing.
Amazing. And love is
beautiful.
Beautiful. It is beautiful. Thank you so much. I enjoyed our conversation. I feel like people are going to listen to this and just be inspired to not suffer in silence.
Absolutely.
And where can the people find you?
So you can follow me on social media, Instagram, officially KP the Publicist. On Facebook, Kimberly Parks. TikTok is Kimberly Parks as well. Not really on Twitter. I'm only on Twitter because it's relating to sports, but whatever.
Nah.
But yeah, you can reach out to me and find me anywhere. Or on Wilson A Midday Show.
Yes.
Wilson A 105.5. Big shout out to Tamika Nicole. That's my girl.
Hey Tamika, that's my girl too.
Yeah. So, we're family now. So radio family. So yeah, just reach out to me.
Yes. And I will be sure to put all of her links so you guys could connect to her in the podcast description. Again, do not suffer in silence. You have people that are here to help. Trust God and know that you will make it through.
Yes.
Yay. This is the Heart Helper Podcast with Miss Kimberly Parks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay.